is absolutely necessary. And the first argument is the severity of this fire. One of the worst that we've experienced in the state's history in terms of property damage. 38 homes lost, 4 people injured, also 3 cottages and 20 sheds lost. So this was a very serious fire. What's happened to those people since that time? The government's been milling about. As I was saying before I was interrupted by the Leader of the House, we've had 2 energy safety reports. I understand where to get 2 FESA reports, and there's also been a very fact analysis of Western Power's exposure. So, you know, there's been 5 at least inquiries into this matter. Still no response for the people of Toodyay. Now, when the government is milling around like this, the Parliament has to take action, and that's why it's necessary for the Parliament to suspend standing orders and debate this motion. If we don't debate this motion today, the next time we can deal with this issue is in the second half of September. That's another unfair delay. Have a look at the motion that we're trying to get debated. It suggests that the committee would require the committee to report by the 30th of September. So what we want to argue for is a short, sharp inquiry to prod the government into some urgent action to look after the victims of the Toodyay bushfire. And if the government doesn't allow us to debate this issue today, then Parliament goes into a 2-week break, and there'll be another 2 weeks lost before the committee can start to receive evidence and start to put some pressure on the government to actually do something about this issue. So far, we've only seen the energy safety reports. We haven't seen the FESA reports, and we haven't seen the analysis that Verifactor has prepared for Western Power. What we have seen is a change in the attitude of Western Power. You know, immediately after the fire, you had Western Power being apparently publicly sympathetic to the victims of the Toodyay fire. But as weeks have gone by, as months and months have gone by, what we've seen in Western Power's public comments is more and more resistance to acceptance of liability and a harder approach. Now, Mr Acting Speaker, where is the government on this issue? That's why we need suspension of standing orders. That's why we need to get on and debate the motion for a committee inquiry. The situation cries out for leadership, and the Premier has been missing in action on the Toodyay fire. What we've had is a lot of conversation about insurance, Mr Deputy Speaker, a lot of conversation about insurance. In fact, some barely veiled criticism of people for lack of insurance or underinsurance. I have a lot of sympathy for people who might find themselves in an underinsured position, because many people just pay the premiums that the insurance companies ask them to pay, and they're very, very surprised, indeed shocked, that when they think they've been responsible, the insurance company tells them, oh no, you're actually underinsured. Now, let's come back to the issue here. We've got to suspend standing orders so that we can have a debate on this matter, so that we can get the committee inquiries established, so that we can prod the government into action. Now, the government, if they want, can run away from this issue and deny us a chance to have a debate, but I don't think that would be showing appropriate respect to the severity of this bushfire, to the amount of time that has elapsed since the fire without resolution of these liability and compensation issues, and to the schmozzle that we've got between government agencies. Now, if the government wants to show that lack of respect, they can, but I would be of the view that it would be even in the government's own interest to accept this debate and allow the debate to proceed on a proper footing. What I see the government doing, Mr Acting Speaker, and Mr Deputy Speaker, and why I think we need to suspend standing orders and debate this motion for a committee inquiry, I see the government becoming more and more interested in protecting their budget and less interested in looking after the people of Toodyay who've lost property in this serious fire. You know, it's not right for the Premier to act like he's the CEO of a company, not the Premier of the state. As I said yesterday, you've got to bring both heart and mind to the job of Premier, and we've got a Premier who's not bringing heart to his role as the leader of the government in this state.